What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Justin, congrats on being first in chat to my little Twitchcon return stream. What up there, Captain? What up there as well? Zach, Izzy James, Elysium, Aqua, Twist. Hello there. Nightbot's here too. I'm so happy Nightbot's here. Wow, W Nightbot. Hello there as well, Grand. How are you doing? Hi, Vibe Mike. Good to see you all. Welcome in, everybody. Give me like 1 moment. We'll put on the webcam. We'll start up today's stream. Little bit of a change of pace on the schedule because I did literally just get back from TwitchCon. I guess not literally, but I only just recently got back from TwitchCon, so I'm still very tired and exhausted. Probably going to be a shorter stream today than usual. Thank you, though, Imperial Archer, for the Prime Gaming sub for 8 whole months. I do appreciate that. Chongus is here. As long as Yarpbot is still here to cause chaos. Yeah, as long as Yarpbot is here to complain about ads when no one's complaining about ads. That's the real key of a Beaver stream recently. Roham, hello there, Case. What's going on? First time chatter. Hello there, Zach. I'm new to your channel. Love the videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome into the Twitch. There you go, Survivor Kevin. You got it. You got Yartbot a little upset. Perfect. Perfect. Oh. Perfect. Happy to see that Yartbot is still ever so upset. Emma, hello there, Dr. Grouch, Nussy Jussie. Welcome in. I hope you are all doing wondrous on this Tuesday. Tuesday, yes. Dude, time has flown. It doesn't even feel like a Tuesday. It feels like it's Friday or some shit still. I feel like I should still be at TwitchCon right now, oddly enough. The convention flew by so quickly, but I don't know. I did not get roofied, Dan, yes. Last year that was actually potentially a concern. This year did not get into any situations where that would have potentially happened. So, happy about that. Booch, welcome in. Tuesday in it. It is Tuesday. How was TwitchCon random? That's a complicated question. I'm gonna talk today's stream, guys, just so you're aware, just so everybody knows what to expect. Today is going to be pretty much a just chatting stream. I might do some Zomboids later on this evening. It depends. I'm 50-50 on that. I'm actually losing my voice a little bit. I have been talking up a storm the past few days, and I am very tired. So we'll see what happens. But I did want to tell you guys about how TwitchCon went, at least my experience and everything like that. I'm sure if a lot of you spend time on Twitter, you probably may have seen some posts already. There were definitely some cool things. There were definitely some not cool things. I kind of want to dig into it, talk about my experience. Yeah, big bad yapper stream today. Indeed. Average Arrow, hello there. Greetings to you as well, DK. How are you doing, DK? I know absolutely nothing about anything that happened. Well, Booch, you're in the right place then, because you're going to hear all about what happened. After I quickly remind you guys, hashtag ad. We are sponsored, of course, by Opera GX down there. Thank you, Opera GX. The browser for gamers, ! Opera GX in chat. They are sponsoring the stream throughout the last little bit of October. They've been sponsoring it all throughout October. They are filled with many, many features for gamers if you like gaming. If you want to try it out, use my link. There you go. But hello there as well, Pickle. Thank you, Twitch, for stealing my streak. You might be able to reclaim it, though. I think that's a new feature they added. No? I did stream from TwitchCon, like Eric is saying. So that might have been how you may have lost it. Jorgs, by the way. How is the Jorgs doing? I was with Jorgs basically the whole time at TwitchCon. But, damn. Yeah, there was a lot that happened at TwitchCon, guys. I don't really know how I want to start this discussion. I guess probably just from the beginning. I do have some photos I wanted to share with you all as well. I do have like my little photo album. If I can pull those up, here we are. I can show you guys everything that happened at TwitchCon. I think that'll be great. That's how we dive in, is I'll just show you guys what happened at TwitchCon. Let me get my OBS over. I'm only streaming on Twitch today, by the way, as well. So, no need to concern ourselves with the YouTube or TikTok audience. It's just you guys today. Look at the photograph! Oh, yes. Oh, wait. I'm... Wrong reference. Look at this photograph. That's what I'm thinking of. That's the song. God damn it. What happens at TwitchCon doesn't stay at TwitchCon? No, because most of it was streamed all over the internet or put on Instagram or whatever. Cameras everywhere. There's no expectation of privacy at TwitchCon. That's my opinion. If you go to TwitchCon, especially if you're running around the expo floor, like, assume you're always on camera because someone is filming something. But that was also part of the issue for some people, so we'll talk about that later. But here's my experience, guys, at TwitchCon. So first off, I got to TwitchCon on Wednesday. I arrived Wednesday afternoon around 11. I was lucky enough to check into my hotel. This was the view of TwitchCon from my hotel. We were right there, dog. This was a banging hotel. I loved this hotel. It was literally a 5-minute walk. Go outside, cross one street, and you're at TwitchCon. It was so convenient for that reason. Last year, I ended up staying at a different hotel. It was called the Wyndham. And that was a nice hotel, too. The issue is it was just like a 30-minute walk away from TwitchCon. So it was nice when I was at TwitchCon. If I picked something up, if I wanted to drop it off at the hotel, it wasn't a hassle to have to go back and just, put it in the room. It would take me 10 minutes at most, So it was very, very convenient to stay this close to the convention. Did kind of reflect that in the bill, though. But that's okay. Windhelm? No, Wyndham. I don't know how it's spelled, but it's not the Windhelm. The Wyndham. Something like that. It's like 20 or 30 minutes away walking to TwitchCon, but if you were to drive, it would probably only be like a 5-minute drive. But then you have to pay for Uber, which no one wants to pay for Uber. You know what I'm talking about? That's lame. Anyways, guys, on Wednesday, I was lucky enough to get to help out with Twitch Rivals. So I was invited into the convention before it officially opened to meet with the Twitch Rivals staff, and I was allowed to be a playtester for a couple of the shows they were running at Twitch Rivals, which was really cool. So I got to help out with Minecraft. In fact, when I was helping out as a playtester for Minecraft, I was actually playing apparently on Captain Sparkle's account. I don't know if that was his actual account, if that was just they gave an account a nickname Captain Sparkles, but that's where Captain Sparkles was sitting. I was sitting in Captain Sparkle's future seat. And I got to play as Captain Sparkles, basically. Yes, Minecraft. We love Minecraft, don't we? We do indeed, Booch. But no, that was kind of lit to do that. I also met with some new people at TwitchCon, of course. While I was helping out at Twitch Rivals, I met with a staff member named Alex. She was very nice. She worked on the ads side of Twitch. So it was kind of cool to chat with her and learn more about that side of the website and everything. What up there, Seek, by the way? How are you doing? You sat where he sat. How dare you? I think, if anything, Captain Sparkles is lucky to get to sit where I was sat. I think we need to flip the script there. Are we close from Minecraft, Beaver? Are you asking if we're going to be doing Minecraft soon? Probably not. Maybe. Maybe so. I don't know. Maybe. 50-50. I'm not against doing a Minecraft stream, kind of. I'm just really afraid that if I do a Minecraft stream, it's just going to be all little kids. But I have wanted to do the spooky, scary little mods for a while. I think that would be fun to do spooky, scary Minecraft mods for October, especially around Halloween and all that. But no, another thing that I was able to do while helping out at Twitch Rivals, it's a horrible photo of it, but I was able to get my badge for TwitchCon early. They allow you to do it basically before they open up the lines and everything like that. Which was cool. The badge this year, the text is so much smaller. You can kind of see it. The lighting's really bad in this image, but the fucking... I have horrible eyes. You all know this. So, like, it was so annoying for me not being able to read anybody's name. Because everybody, like, it's horrible lighting all around the expo, basically, in terms of, like, reading things. And then everybody's font is just, like, little baby font. So you really can't... I had anybody I wanted to chat with, I was like, what's your name? Can I quickly take a look at your badge? Like, that's how it had to go, which kind of sucked. But it is what it is. Hopefully they change that for next year, because that actually is one of my personal big negatives. I did not like that this year about the convention, but that's a very small thing relative to potentially other things that happened. We'll talk about that later. Hello there, by the way, Dale. Have I missed a stream? Did you stream while I was gone? Yes, we did an IRL stream at Twitchcon. I was streaming for about 2 hours on Sunday, I think. So you may have missed that. I'm sorry if your stream streak got wrecked. I apologize. This is later Wednesday evening. I went out to dinner with some friends, with Jorgs, Artemis, and Coral. Artemis and Jorgs, I'm sure you all know very well. In fact, Jorgs was just in the chat a minute ago. I don't know if he's still here or not. He might be. He might have left. Who knows? But at dinner, we went to this Italian restaurant. Dog, there was this guy that came up and was like, do you guys want a balloon animal? I was like... We all were silent, and then Coral, Artemis, and Jorgs, all of them in unison, look at me and go, he wants one. So, yeah, I was given a balloon animal hat that was a fishing rod catching a little fish. I'm not gonna lie, I was really annoyed at first. I was like, I don't really want a fucking balloon animal. This is lame as shit. And then he finished up the balloon animal, and I was like, okay, this is kind of lit. So, yeah, the fishing rod was kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think this guy was gonna do a great job. He actually did a banging job. I'm not even going to troll. The fishing rod balloon animal hat was kind of next level, and I don't think I'll ever see anything like that. The fish also had very bulbous eyes, and I'm a big fan of bulbous eyes, team. Nut Butter King, by the way, thanks so much for the tier 2 for 6 months in advance while I'm showing off my little balloon animal hat. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much for the long-term sub on the extra tier up as well. That was very generous of you. How are you doing, Nut Butter King? I'm doing well. I'm just going over my TwitchCon experience right now, talking about Wednesday. We helped out at Twitch Rivals, and I got a balloon animal hat, so that was cool. Thursday was technically the first day of the event for partners, but I was also still, again, brought in early to help out more with Twitch Rivals. This was a cool experience. They mic'd me up. They gave me a lav mic. And I was brought on... Oh, there's Artemis. Do I not have the photo? I guess I don't. I was brought on to help out with the GeoGuessr game for Twitch Rivals, which I can actually pull up and show you guys really quick. GeoGuessr was very interesting. It was kind of a murder mystery event where, obviously, it was 50-50 people actually geoguessing to find the right location, right? But then in between all the geoguessing, there were in real life games on this giant LED floorboard. And I specifically was helping out with that side of the tournament. So the idea of this Twitch Rivals, I'm going to be honest, this is a fun one to talk about. This Twitch Rivals event right here, the GeoGuessr event, the concept was, it was kind of a murder mystery thing where the Twitch logo was stolen. This little logo up here, it was stolen, right? And it's about who took it and where was it taken to. So the GeoGuessr half was, that's where you find out where the Twitch logo was. But then these in real life game event things was where you find out who took it. I'm just gonna spoil it in case you haven't watched it. The culprit was an organization called Punch. And you might be thinking, what the fuck is Punch? What is Punch? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would Punch steal the logo for Twitch? But then it makes sense. Then it makes sense a lot more if you think, who is Twitch's biggest competitor? And if you're not sure about what that answer is, I'm going to give you a hint. So if you put 2 and 2 together, they're basically the idea of the show was Kick stole the Twitch logo, and it's all about getting it back from Kick, basically. So, kind of a funny idea. Kind of a funny idea. I liked it. One of the cool things, though, and I'm sure if you watch back any of these VODs, you'll be able to see. I'm not sure if it's going to really show up in any of these clips, but because I was able to help out with Twitch Rivals, there was someone I met named Taylor, who basically is one of the big Twitch Rivals people. He was incredibly kind. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Yes, it's right here. Dog. Taylor was so generous. He hooked me up with not only a free Twitch Rivals shirt for helping out at the event, but then he also gave me a wristband, which gave me entry into the VIP section of Twitch Rivals, basically. So you're not gonna be able to see it in the VODs most likely, but there's this little segment all the way in the back on like a raised platform that's couches. It's sponsored by State Farm, the State Farm VIP section. So I got to watch the GeoGuessr event on the couch, very comfy and cozy. Not only that, when you get into the State Farm VIP section, if you saw my Instagram, you already saw it or whatever. But dog, they hand out Jake from State Farm. They're just handing out Jake from State Farms, like little figurines in the VIP section. Everybody walks in and they get handed one right away. So I now have a little Jake from State Farm Funko Pop, which is the weirdest collaboration. I don't know why. I really have to wonder, like, was it Funko Pop or was it State Farm that initiated this collaboration? Like, I can't imagine State Farm was like, can we get some Jake from State Farms created of like a little Funko Pop? It's cute though. We'll have to find a little spot to put Jake from State Farm later on. I dropped my Jake from State Farm. God damn it! I dropped Jake from State Farm. It goes back there. I have to wash all of those clothes as well. I got so much shit while I was out at TwitchCon, dude. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So I helped out with Twitch Rivals a lot. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time. 100% State Farm initiated insurance marketing is full of hit off the rails. They're doing crazy ads, dog. The entire show. I mean, literally, let me go back to it. Dog, if I go back, like, State Farm was sponsoring every single Twitch Rivals. Everything. They sponsored literally everything. You couldn't walk around TwitchCon without really seeing State Farm. And last year, I know for a fact, Jake from State Farm was actually at TwitchCon too. Like, the real guy at the State Farm booth. Just like, hey, I'm Jake from State Farm. Like, okay. Like, it's very interesting that they sponsored so much of TwitchCon this year. I wouldn't think of State Farm being a big sponsor, but I guess it works, you know, it's funny. It's kind of funny, right? State Farm has been a huge streaming sponsor for a while. I've noticed the ads on Twitch, but like I never knew it was to this true extent. Very interesting. Either way, that was my Twitch Rivals experience. Very fun. Met with some cool people. I don't know if I have the photo. I guess I don't, which is sad. Oh, my photos are out of order. Why? Hold on. That's the issue. My photos are out of order. Okay, that... Dude, I think all of my images are out of order. That's so cringe. How'd that even happen? Because they were in order 5 minutes ago. Oh, you know what it is? It's the order in which they uploaded. Oh my god. I backed all of my images up to iCloud. That's the issue. I did not realize the true extent. Either way, I'll work around it. I'll work around it, guys. It's fine. After Twitch Rivals, I got to go to the partner party. If you don't know what that is, it's the day before the convention actually opens up. All the partners are brought in to basically hang out in the lounge. I got to meet up with Artemis. They had a karaoke stream going on where you could go up if you're a music streamer and like play music on Twitch or something. I don't know. It was a nice little time. It was a good time for sure. Not really anything to write home about. It was just kind of like you hang out for a little bit. It is what it is. But I still had a very good time at the party. I also met up with a couple other people a lot of the finals peoples. I don't have images of it, sadly. Again, my images are all fucked. They're all split apart. But I met up with, actually, I have a photo of it right here, a lot of the Embark people at TwitchCon. So that is, I believe, Janice. Oh no, that's Janice, excuse me. That's Janice. That's Caroline. They're both Embark staff members. There's Jorgs, of course, he's hanging out. And there's Jar Jar, another big Embark creator. He plays a lot of the finals. We played with him a little bit about it, and that was fun. So I got to hang out with him and all the other Embark people throughout the week. Another thing as well, they had the Arc Raiders booth going on at TwitchCon. So I actually have... Oh, Jorgs was recording. Wait, what is this?
Past or whoever's watching. What's up, Beaver from the future, or from the past, or whoever's watching this?
Wait. Is he okay?
You
Yeah?
need to get better noggin.
I'm scared by this video. I'm scared by this video. Can't believe we finally get a Jorgs face reel. What was that, Jorgs? What was... You need to get a better noggin? What does that mean, Jorgs? What does that mean? Flo, by the way, welcome in. Why does Jorgs look like a tomato? Damn, me personally, I would not take that. Holy shit. Finding Nemo reference? Wait, that's not a Finding Nemo reference. Damn, Jorgs takes that too? Me personally, I would not fucking take that. Holy shit. Tomatoes are good. Tomatoes are yummy. You're not wrong. Let me see if I can get to the next video. Oh, there's so many. So,
Maddie.
oh, Maddie was playing.
Here.
What the fuck? I'm looking for people to take their loot. I forgot that me and Maddie played Arc Raiders at the
Are you in the
booth.
same lobby as Beaver? You might be. You might be in the same lobby as Beaver.
He goes, that's... I'm only looking for Beaver right now. That's fucking hilarious.
You have any interesting words to say to him? Well, that might be it.
If I find you, it's over, brother.
What does that mean? That's so evil. Why is he so mean? Why would he want to kill me? True love. Yeah, Nussy Jussie. I felt the love there, for sure. For sure. 100%. I forgot that Maddie also played. There's a video of me playing. I think I die here. Is this the video where I die? I probably do. No, okay. I'm trying to see. When I played at the booth... I don't know if it was recorded. I don't know if Jorgs recorded it. I did run into one guy playing Arc Raiders. If you don't know what Arc Raiders is, by the way, it's a little extraction shooter. Robots took over the Earth, okay? So everybody's lives underground. You go up to the planet. You go up to the crust of the Earth just to get little supplies and bring them back down to your little settlement. So it's fun. There's the killer robots, by the way, shooting at me. They fly around every now and then. But I ran into one guy that I found, and I was like, I want to murder him. And when I went out, I saw he was surrounded by like 3 of the flying robots there. So I killed him because he was busy fighting the flying robots. And then when that was done, all the flying robots then turned their attention to me, and then I was killed. So did not go too well. My first game at Arc Raiders at the booth did not go exceedingly well, but that is okay. You know what's something else that's really cool? Jorgs got to play on an official Arc Raiders booth with Jar Jar. There's both of them playing. They were on Jar Jar's stream in the Arc Raiders booth, like actually streaming it, and then they were broadcast on like the TV out on the hall as well, which was really cool. I watched a little bit of their stream. It was really fun. It might still be on Jar Jar's channel. We could maybe check it out later. But, yeah. Oh, is this me dying? No. Oh, Artie was there too. So, I don't know if I have any photos of Artie right there, but if you saw the guy with the camera, that is someone named Artie, who not only was helping out at Twitch Rivals, but he's also a big finals person. He's a caster for the major. It was very fun to chat with him and get to know him a little bit. We went out many nights drinking. Not as many nights as Jorgs, though. Jorgs was getting very friendly with many, many people this year. I'm not much of a drinking guy. That's my thing. I'm not huge into drinking, so that's that. Thank you, Looper, though, for the tier 1 for 3 whole months. I had 1 cup of water the whole week. Yeah, that's not enough water. That's not enough water. In fact, I have water right here. I should drink water. That water's great. Wow, I love my water. I definitely, I'm gonna be honest, I drank more than I thought I would. But Jorg still drank like 10, probably way more than me. Probably way, way more than me, which is kind of wild to think, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have any other big photos. I mean, a lot of my time was spent chatting with new streamers, meeting some people, networking. There was a cool industry event that I went to as well. That was a lot of fun. I got to meet with a bunch of different game brands. For example, EA. I met with the people at Battlefield, which was really cool. I met with the people at Gray Zone Warfare. I met with Capcom. Holy fuck, dude. I got a hookup as well. I got a hookup. Literally, all of them were giving out stuff, which was crazy. It was crazy, dude. So, number 1, I got an Angry Bird plushie. It's still in its bag. Here, we will free the Angry Bird. Hold on. Come out of your egg, your plastic egg. Oh, he's so fluffy. There's no way. Dude, wait, this is so fluffy. What? It's so soft. Why is it so soft? This is one of the softest things I've ever held in my entire life. An angry red ball. In a way, yes. But it's an Angry Bird. They were sponsoring the event. There it is, Angry Bird. Can you throw it and destroy your desktop? Okay, he's fine. He's okay. They're meant to be thrown. They're meant to be thrown. He slammed right into the camera, though, with Black Magic. I did meet with Black Magic. It was fun to chat with some of the people I know over there. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say their name because they did not want to be on the stream I did on Sunday. We'll talk about that later, though. Sounds like a good time. Was there anything about the con you didn't like? Yes, I will get to that. I did want to quickly show off a few more things that are really exciting. So first off, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I got hooked up by Arc Raiders, and I got a little Arc Raiders shirt. I have like 3 of these shirts, I realized. I somehow just kept collecting these shirts. So I've got many Arc Raiders shirts. I think I'm giving away one to someone else that we know of. Twitch themselves were giving out some items, so I got this very cool... I can't even wear it because my head is... Well, there we go. It's like a little Twitch partner hat, which is kind of cool. I also got a water bottle from them. It says Twitch partner. Very cool. Thank you, Twitch, for the water bottle. I could put my water... I could put this in here if I wanted, or I could just put my Baja Blast. One or the other. Probably makes more sense for the Baja Blast, but that's okay. The other thing, I actually met with the people at Call of Duty. I met with many people from Activision. There were these 2 very nice people. I believe their names were Stephanie and Robert from Call of Duty. They were so friendly, dog. And they gave me this. It is a desk mat, they told me. I have not opened this up. I don't know what the design is. I'm sure it's a Call of Duty design. But let's find out. I'm going to crack this open. We'll observe together. Ooh, it's got a very nice texture on it. Let's fan it out there. Is this Call of Duty? Wait, what is this? This is Call of Duty? It's a Warzone anime thing. How much did you pay They pay you to like them. No, they were actually very friendly. Listen, a lot of the people at these industry events are genuinely extremely nice. Especially the people at Embark. Caroline and Janice were so much fun to hang around with. But no, this is pretty cool. It's like a little anime-ish little thing. It's kind of cyberpunk, but no, it says, I don't know if you can see it. It says Warzone right there. It has the little Warzone logo right there. So, I mean, this looks really cool. I'll probably find use for this. Maybe on the back table over there. That'd be kind of cool. Caroline is so lovely. She always seems so sweet. Yeah, mistake. Caroline is incredibly nice. Janice, too. Both of them are incredible. But no, Stephanie and Robert from Activision, they were incredible to talk with. I met with someone named Gabe at Elgato, which was really cool to chat with. Just so many people. I met with people at Skate as well, Battlefield. I met with people at Disney, Dreamverse. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but it's like the Animal Crossing Disney game, which was kind of interesting. Definitely gonna have to watch the VOD. I'm missing so much. This will be on the VOD's channel, guys, okay? Do not fret. Do not worry. There is one final thing I wanted to show you guys. Because, dog, it was actually kind of lit. And I cannot wait to fucking show you guys this. And then there was one other thing I wanted to discuss. And then I kind of will talk about the negatives of TwitchCon. But I have to go walk and grab it because it's a little bit far away. I'll be right back. Enjoy the chair. You haven't had the chair in so long. You're being bestowed quite a bounty. Yes, Dreamlight Valley. Yes, Dreamlight Valley was the game I'm thinking of. Thank you. Dreamlight Valley. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Walked away for just a minute to go grab what I was going to show you. I actually grabbed a couple things because there were a few things. First off, if you guys were watching the stream I did on Sunday, if you weren't aware, on Sunday afternoon, I ended up doing an IRL stream. They allow you, if you're a Twitch partner, you can basically borrow a in real life backpack and you can stream from the convention hall with like a really good camera and mic and all that. And I ran into someone, I forget the full name right now because my brain is a mess. Please forgive me if you're watching. But I believe their name was Lucky. And Lucky took a little Polaroid of me. There's the Polaroid. I still have it. It got a little squashed in the bag though, sadly. So I might have to just try and like flatten that out. But that was really cool to get a Polaroid from Lucky. That was very generous of you, Lucky, if you're somehow listening to this right now. What I really wanted to show you though is on the stream I did as well. If you remember, I ran into the Fairy Mod Mother. In fact, I'm going to pull it up. I'm literally going to pull up the stream I did from Sunday. Because first off, I had a lot of fun. That Sunday stream was lit. We ended up doing a bunch on that Sunday stream. I ran into a lot of people as well, which I was surprised by the amount of people we ran into. I'm trying to find the exact moment though. Right here. Oh my gosh. Yes, guys. Right here. I ran in to the Fairy Mod Mother. If you don't know what that is, that's the Fairy Mod Mother. Okay? You need to be deep in the fucking Twitch lore to know who this person is right there, okay? If you're not deep in Twitch lore, you're not gonna have any idea who the Fairy Mod Mother is, okay? But the Fairy Mod Mother is a little guy, okay, that comes into streams very randomly, very, very randomly, and will just drop streamers like a ton of gifted subs and bits. It's super rare, but it happens, okay? And I ran into the real-life Fairy Mod Mother. And later on, yeah, right here. Okay, so that woman right there in the green shirt, she's like, would you like to grab some stuff from the bag? And I'm like, what's in the bag? Of course I want to grab things from the bag, right? So I take a giant handful of whatever's in the bag. I didn't realize what they were. Dog. It's game codes. It's flipped upside down. These are... It's a full... I'm not exaggerating, dog. Every single one of these cards, and I have to have at least like 30 to 40 cards in my hand right now. Every single one of these cards is a Steam code to a full game. Resident Evil was one of them. I think I have a bunch of those. Hold on, we'll see what else. I've got Omnimusha 1 and 2 from Capcom. So I have a couple codes of that. And then I also have Resident Evil 2. I have Resident Evil 3, Omnimusha, and Resident Evil 2. So I don't know if I want to do a giveaway right now. I probably could. But, dog, we're definitely going to be doing giveaways in the coming days. Get me one of them, Beaver, please. Scaro. I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll just, like, start randomly dropping them. I think I will just start randomly dropping them around. But yes, dog, it is so many. Thank you so much for the bits, Scaro. I'll take one of each. I appreciate it. Dog, I've literally... It has to be like 30 or 40 game codes right here. I didn't realize what they were. I don't know if I was supposed to take all of them, by the way. I don't know if I was supposed to take a giant handful like that, but she said take a handful. And, if I hear take a handful, you know me. I've got large hands, okay? I'm like Mr. Krabs. I have big old claws. And these claws are not just for attracting mates, okay? They are also for grabbing as many game code cards as physically possible, okay? So we will do that. We will take everything. How was networking? Exod, it was great. I met with a bunch of different people at a bunch of different companies. I kind of talked about it a little bit. I met with people at Battlefield, Call of Duty. I met with people at Gray Zone Warfare, Disney Dreamlight Valley. I think I met with people at Capcom as well. Met with people... Dude, I met with so many different people. I met with so many different people. I got PUBG stickers at one point. That was pretty cool if you like PUBG. Dog, it was a great time. Big, meaty claws! That's what I have, guys, okay? Big, meaty claws. Big enough to grab literally 30 to 40 game keys. There were so many more in the bag, too, by the way. There were literally... that bag must have been, like, hundreds of codes. Because all it was... It was, like, a few things of candy, and then all of these codes. So, honestly, considering it was the last day, considering it was Sunday, dog, I could have probably just grabbed way more. I could have probably taken, like, 2 handfuls, and she would not have minded. I think they just wanted to give as many of these out as they could on the last day. Just make sure all of them find a home. So we will definitely be doing a giveaway in the coming days. Maybe I'll even flash some on screen for you guys in a minute. So you guys can maybe grab some for being so dedicated for being here on this stream. There was one other thing I wanted to discuss really quickly because it's kind of a funny thing that happened. It's kind of an interesting thing, but a funny thing. First off, I guess this really quick. I did meet the Twitch CEO again. I got a photo with the Twitch CEO. That was cool. There's Mr. Plancy himself. He's very happy, as you can see. He's very, very happy. Drop some in my DMs, Exod. Perhaps, guys, perhaps. That's not what I wanted to show you, though. I met with the Twitch CEO. What I wanted to show you, though, this is going to make very little sense to many of you. So, you might be wondering, Beaver, why are you showing us a screenshot of Amaranth? Why are you showing a screenshot of Amaranth's stream on your phone, right? So I'm fine talking about it now because the event's over, right? It turns out that Amaranth was in the same hotel as me and Jorgs. And I ended up being on her stream at one point over Twitchcon. There was a particular night, I forget if it was Saturday or Friday night. I think it was Friday night. I really don't remember. There was one night, though, where I was coming home. Oh my god, I didn't see you. Mad Clatter, were you watching? Yeah. I literally, before I started the stream, because I figured no one would believe me, I literally went on Amaranth's channel and I pulled up the VOD from it. So, there was an evening in particular. Oh, you were at Twitch. Okay, I thought you were Clatter, you had horrible timing there for a moment. I thought you were talking about you were in Amaranth's stream. I was like, I don't know if you, I don't know about that, but There's always next time, Clatter. Maybe I'll be going to the next one. I'll talk about that though. I think there is a serious conversation I do want to have in a little bit. But really quickly, I just have to fucking show this for proof. There was a period in Amaranth's stream, I guess, where she came down. I was going up to my hotel room. Was that me walking over? Wait. Holy shit, that might have been me. Hold on. Enhance. Wait. Dog, that may have been me. That may have just been me walking over, because I think those are the same pants that I was wearing that evening. But there was a random time I was going into my hotel, get in the elevator, the door is about to close, and I hear someone scream out, like, hold the door, please. So I grab the door, I hold it, right? And someone walks in with a giant bag of McDonald's. There's me. This is right there. There's my shoe. You just saw that. So she walks in with a giant bag of, like, Uber Eats McDonald's. Just, like, blocking. She's using it to kind of, like, block her face. And at first I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I recognize you from that voice, but it's whatever. When she hit the button to go to her floor, though, on the hotel, she uses her shoulder. And, she ends up hitting like 4 or 5 different buttons. So we're going up the elevator, and the door just keeps opening, and like, I was pretty high up in the elevator. So like, no, I'm not getting out, the door's just opening and then closing. And I guess it happened so many times that eventually she makes a joke like, don't worry, chat, those are just the ghosts getting off the elevator. And when she said that, it clicked in my head. I was like, oh, that's Amaranth. Okay. That was Amaranth. That was just so funny to me that I ran into Amaranth. Her signal was dying there as well in the elevator, which is understandable, but yeah. Yeah, that was very funny. What are those shoes? Are you a godfather? Dog, don't be talking bad about my $30 Skechers, okay? They're not fashionable, but they get the job done. There's me walking out of the elevator. When I walked out, I said, have a good night. And she said, thanks, you too. That was my interaction with Amaranth, guys. I just thought that's really funny. I just thought that was really funny that I technically ran into her and appeared on her stream as well. Didn't shoot your shot, dog. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Amaranth wants anybody to shoot any shots to her. She wants you. No, I don't think she does, Exxon. She was waiting for you to make a move and you blew it. Oh. No. Well, okay, honestly, I don't know if we should be joking about this side of things, considering everything that happened at the convention. I guess we should start having kind of the more serious conversation. The security at the event this year, I'm gonna be honest, I personally didn't think there were that many issues with the security, but there were many issues with the security for other people. If you spend a lot of time on Twitter, you probably have seen some clips. There's a very famous clip, very viral clip of a streamer named Emaru, who's doing a meet and greet. I showed it off. I showed off where the booths are on my in real life stream on Sunday. But she's doing a meet and greet, and somehow there's a guy who is able to cut through a bunch of different lines, not scan his little wristband, which I'm still wearing. I need to take this off somehow. He gets through all of these security measures, gets himself all the way to the very tippy top of the meet and greet, and then goes in for like a forced hug / kiss on Emaru, where it's very clearly, she's uncomfortable by that and everything like that. And security, dog, I'm gonna be honest, security fucking did nothing. They allowed the guy, after he did that, like, obviously stopped him from going in for the hug, but, they just allowed him to walk out. Like, he was able, no security followed him out, no security did anything. He was able to leave the entire venue without any security guard or cop or anything like that stopping him and being like, hey, like nothing happened. Nothing happened. That was the bodyguard she hired to shove that guy. Wow. So it wasn't even a security guard. And then I heard after the fact that when Twitch found out about it, their original thoughts and their original plan was they were only going to just like temporarily ban the guy. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest, for something like that, you have to just fucking like get him out. Like, you can't, a 30-day ban is like, what is that? That does nothing. Sure, technically he's not allowed to get into the venue, but at the same time, he shouldn't have been able to get into the meet and greet area. So I don't know if the security would have stopped him there. There were areas where the security was like really good, and then there were other areas where it was like they clearly did not give a fuck. It was crazy. I remember that Claire, the other Zomboid streamer, brought that up yesterday in her stream. Insane. Was she talking about the Amira situation? It's also crazy how Twitch staff just laughed about it. Good thing she had her own bodyguards. See, that's also wild. Like, it sounds like a lot of, like, the people, like, the Twitch and their security team did not give a fuck about what happened to Amiro. They did not care at all. And then they tried to put out a statement like, well, no, we did things. And it was like, there's so many videos out there. Again, because it's TwitchCon, everybody's recording. Everybody's recording, everybody's streaming it. There's so many different angles of the guy just straight up literally walking out of the convention. No, not in handcuffs, no security guards following him. Just like he's able to walk in and walk out wherever he wants. And no one stops him. You know? So the security was very bad in times. I don't know if I should talk about this either. Because, it involves me, and I do not, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also another thing where it's like, damn, the security maybe should have not done that. I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about it or not. Flim Flam, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 12 whole months, a full year. I do appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. Helps me out a ton. You got felt up? No, so nothing bad happened to me. Again, for me, there was never a time truly where I was like, I feel unsafe, you know? There was never a period where I was harassed or anything like that. There was nothing like that ever happened for me. Which I know is not the experience for everybody. That's not, like, again, a lot of people did not have that experience. But the one situation, I guess I'll talk about it. It's fine. It's whatever. The one situation I had with security, which I didn't really think anything much of it until after. It was Saturday afternoon. Me and Jorgs went out for lunch at a restaurant away. And when we were coming back, the convention center, there's obviously the city to the front, and then there's a walkway behind it. So we were coming up the walkway behind the convention center, where there's no entrances into the convention center. And we didn't realize that at the time. Keep in mind, we had been walking all day. We were exhausted. We were extremely tired, all that sort of stuff. So I was like, can we get in through the back somehow? Like, is that possible? Are we able to? We went up this staircase. I thought it was just a normal entranceway, like, oh, maybe they do have a back way. There was one security guard at the door into the convention in the back way. And we go up to him and we're like, hey, can we get in through here? And he's like, well, technically this is staff only. And I just casually mentioned, like, not really thinking anything about it. I was like, well, we helped out with Twitch Rivals, if that counts. And he kind of like looks around and he's like, normally you're supposed to have a different wristband, but just this once I'll let you guys in, okay? And I was like, thank you. And at first I was like, wow, that's very nice of him. He let us in. through the back way. And then it was Jorgs who kind of like made me think about it more. He was like, dog, you weren't wanded. You weren't patted down. I was wearing a giant ass puffy jacket. It was this jacket, which you can't really tell how puffy it is in this image, but it's a very puffy jacket. And it's like, listen, obviously I'm not going to do anything. I'm just there for the event, right? But however, you know, if someone did want to do something, it would have been very easy for that person wearing that jacket to then just conceal something on them, to then go into the convention and do whatever, you know? It, on one hand, it's like, thank you very much for letting me in. But then it's like, you definitely should not have let me in. That's all I'm saying. You kind of look like you're there for trouble too. You think my jacket makes me look like a bad guy? I love my jacket. Maybe he was a fan. Yeah, no, dude, he loves my Project Zomboid content. The security guy as well, listen, he was an older guy too. Like, he was like in his 50s or 60s. Just hanging out. Very nice person, but he's a security guard, so maybe you shouldn't be a nice person. He should have probably been like, nah, man, you can't go in through here. I'm sorry. I would love to help you out, but you can't go in through here. If he had said that, it's like, okay. Understandably. He was just way too nice. And it's like, it just takes one person to make that happen. So, I mean, listen, again, I never really felt unsafe. One thing I will say about this TwitchCon, they actually had cops walking around the entire convention. Like, inside and out, which last year, I can't recall there being any cops inside the convention. So it was actually nice to see, like, just police officers, like, roaming about. That made me feel fine. But I guess the venue security itself was lacking at times. I think you're just that good of a hitman. I am Agent 74, guys. Agent 74. Not even a damn metal detector for the back? No detectors, no scanners. He even said there's supposed to be a wristband scanner for the back entrance that just wasn't there. Like, he literally looked around like, normally you're supposed to have a different wristband and scan it, but I guess this once we'll just let you in. And it's like, okay. Agent 74 pound... Okay. Okay. That's fucking wild. What the fuck? Okay. Alright. Okay. That's like a queso fucking comment. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I mean, you know what? I respect it. But another day I might not. Keep yourself on your toes, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. 10 pounds a foot is wild. No, I think I'm actually... I don't want to say my weight. Never mind. No, There were a couple stories that I saw on Twitter where, you know, other than the Amira situation was definitely the most, like, I guess, high-profile incident, there were other people on Twitter who said they had similar experiences. Another issue as well, which I guess I think is something I would like to discuss, since I wasn't really, again, I'm not really involved in it, but we did technically do one, is a lot of people are getting sick and tired of the IRL streamers. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a growing trend over the last year or two on Twitch where instead of streaming games or hanging out at your computer or whatever, people are streaming themselves like with a camera crew, running around, just like doing whatever. You know, going to parties, going out to restaurants, doing whatever. And there are some IRL streamers, you know, that are pretty respectful, they do it right. But then there are some which it's very clear they're treating it kind of like reality TV, where it's like they're just there to cause drama. They just want to do something stupid to have it go viral, and then they get a couple bucks off that, you know? And I know a lot of people were just getting sick and tired of it. And I know there were a couple situations at the event where IRL streamers were literally just like straight up harassing people, you know, like in the convention, to do like I did an IRL stream on Sunday, like I mentioned. Let me pull it up. And you know, as we're walking around, there's a general expectation when you're walking around TwitchCon that like you might appear on stream, right? Like maybe you'll appear in the background. Like there's no, in my opinion, if you're going to TwitchCon, if you're going into the expo hall and shit like that, you should expect to be on camera. Like it's inevitable. Someone's going to take a photo. Someone's going to take a video. You need to be ready for that. When I went to the Black Magic booth though, that was Patrick. You know, I had met him earlier in the week, and when I came up and I was like, hey, we're streaming right now, are you cool with that? He was like, that's fine. So we chatted a little bit, and later on I went to meet someone else, and she goes, technically I'm not supposed to be on camera, I'm not cool with that. So like the moment we heard that, you know, Jorgs, even before then, Jorgs was like kind of hiding her from the camera frame, and the moment we heard that, we're like, okay, we'll move on then, you know? And I feel like that's fine. I feel like we did it the right way, you know? But there were many IRL streamers that, before they even, you know, do whatever they were going to do, you know, they just immediately cause trouble. Like, they'll just run up to people with the camera, the lights in their face, and just say some dumb shit, and then wait for their reaction, and that'll be the clip. You know? That was the only incident where we had someone be like, no, I don't want to be on camera, was her. So I don't think we did anything wrong, but I know a lot of other IRL streamers were doing it very wrong. And even in this VOD, I don't want to bring it up. I think it's I don't think it's respectful of me to do it. I'm not going to go into details, but there was someone I met on stream, like during that. I don't think it picked up on the camera. I think George was like filming some other stuff. There was someone I ran into, though, that I was saying hello to, and he basically told me, like, yeah, some crazy shit happened that I need to, because of an IRL streamer. So, like, I would love to stay in chat and hang out, but I gotta go and deal with that. So, yeah. To be fair, you kind of have to assume that everywhere at a streaming convention could be on camera. That's my thinking, is, like, if you're on the expo floor, you should expect that. But to be fair as well, on the other hand, there are some other areas of the convention that have signs all over the place like you can't stream here. For example, the partner lounge. If you go down to the partner lounge, you are technically not allowed to stream there. The very first thing you see when you walk in is like no streaming. You know, I don't see the entertainment watching a stream of people walking around talking or causing trouble. You'd be surprised. A lot of people, Marty, are into it because it's similar to, in a weird way, again, it's kind of like reality TV. I think it's like the modern day youngster equivalent of like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever, you know? I think that's what it is. People get very into it. By the way, Common, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Is beaver your favorite rodent? Yes, I like my beavers. This feels like high school drama. I mean, it is. That's literally what it is. But a lot of people did not come to TwitchCon. Sunday as well was kind of a fucking ghost town compared to Friday and Saturday. Truly it was. Sunday, I think a lot of people by Sunday, with everything that happened, they were like, nah, I'm not even gonna go. So like in the morning Sunday, dude, the floors were kind of empty at the expo, which is it is what it is. How was meeting with Embark? It was great. In fact, in my IRL VOD, yeah, I think I pulled up with them right over here at the Arc Raiders booth. It was fun. It was very, very fun to chat with them. We got a photo together as well. All of the Embark people. There's Neon as well. Neon Guts. Got to say hello to him. Black Dahlia was there. But no, we were chatting with, there's Caroline. They were great. Again, the Embark people were very, 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 very kind, you know? All of them were very kind. I loved chatting with the community people. I also got to meet some of the Arc Raiders, like specific staff. They were pretty cool. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with them. I didn't really chat too much, but again, they were all very generous. Did you ever get hit with the assumption of the slang term of beaver? Yes. Yes, common. So that's another fun topic. Whenever I went out to bars with people, so there were a couple meetups I was doing throughout TwitchCon, and Saturday evening in particular was the block party, and I went out with Jorgs, Artie, Young, his name is well, I don't know if I can say his full name, I'm not gonna say it, Young, Neon Guts, I don't actually think Jar Jar was there. A bunch of people, Embark staff members, people that are interested in Arc Raiders, like it was a giant party, and we went to a bunch of different bars, and there were two ladies I ran into that I was chatting with, and we were chatting for a while. They asked me, what is my Twitch name? And I go, Big Bad Beaver. And both of them immediately, like, they like choke on their drinks, basically, you know? They choked on their drinks because they were immediately thinking of the thing that I'm thinking of. But no, when I showed them my business card and they saw the little beaver mascot, then they realized, oh no, that it's actually, just a beaver, What's with beavers? If you don't know, I don't want to take away your innocence. I do not want to take away your innocence. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, you don't know. And you should keep it that way. But no, they there were moments like that. I think it happened maybe in total 3 or 4 times. But I mean, it was very funny. I figured they might assume you're streaming the pool/hot tub site. Yeah, it's like, wait, why did you come out to an Embark event then if you are, into the pools streaming meta? It's like, there's an alternative meeting? Maybe there is, Justin, perhaps. Did they laugh at you? They didn't laugh at me. They were just laughing at, the name, and the concept of the name. But yeah, dubious little beaver, indeed. It's very unclear. How many times did people ask you how tall you are at TwitchCon? Surprisingly not that many. Like, yes, there were a couple instances. I think, one of the big things, whenever I would meet someone, that's typically, like, the first comment is like, wow, you're very tall, or something like that. So, I'm used to that. But it didn't really happen that many times this year, I would say. I did not know that was actually a thing, Mr. Beaver. Oh dear, you've taken away your innocence. Why have you done this? Why would you do this to yourself? You could probably get a lot of mileage out of the 6'7" meme. Yes, that happened a lot. Literally, I would tell people, yeah, I'm 6'7", and they would immediately go like, 6'7", So that meme was very popular at the event. That was a common statement. Said that a lot with Artemis and Coral as well. Having to genuinely say 6'7". Yes, guys, I am 6'7". But yeah, I mean, it was a good event. I had fun at the event. I think the security could have been better, especially for some. It's, you know what it is? It's like, I have a very unique perspective because I spent a lot of time before the convention opened up with Twitch staff members when I was helping out at Twitch Rivals. And literally all of them are so nice. They're very, very nice people. They're just trying to do a good job, They're trying to put on a good show, trying to have a good event. And it just fucking sucks that, like, shit just keeps happening. It really does. Because I feel bad for them. Because then they, it's like they have this stigma floating over their heads the entire week, where it's like, they're trying to do the giant events and shit like that, and it's like in the back of their minds, like, people are just thinking about this that just happened a little bit ago. That happened. There were a couple moments on streams at TwitchCon, on Twitch Rivals and stuff like that, where people were making jokes. Well, not necessarily jokes, but I guess bringing up like the bad security, they were bringing up stuff like that. Like, I think it even happened during the GeoGuessr event. I think Ludwig literally made a comment. I forget exactly what the comment was, but he was being interviewed during, you know, the event that they were on or whatever. And at one point, it was something along the lines of like, you know, I certainly hope our team does a better job finding the Twitch logo than security did around here or something. You know, it's just shit like that. It's like, it's so unfortunate that it happens, you know? It's a genuine issue for sure. And Twitch is at fault. But it's the people that, you know, are on that team that are at fault, you know? It's not like the rivals people. It's, you know, there are a lot of people that, you know, had to deal with it when it's like, it's not their responsibility, you know? They're just here to, like, as a volunteer. A lot of the staff members, too, I'm surprised by this. Some of them actually help out at booths, like, as volunteers. For example, one of the people I met, Alex, was helping out at the tabletop games thing the whole weekend. So they were responsible for, like, checking people in, making sure people are comfortable around there. It's like, you literally, like, I don't think you should be responsible for that side of the stuff. Like, they should have a team that does that shit, you know? There's a video where Amir doesn't want a meetup, but she's obligated to do it. Yes. Well, that was in her contract, apparently. Emar. A lot of the big streamers, I don't know this for 100% certain, but I'm 99% sure that a lot of them, like the XQCs of the Twitch, right? I'm pretty sure Twitch pays them to come out to TwitchCon. They set them up with, you know, a hotel room. They pay for the flights. And in return, they come to TwitchCon. And maybe they're expected to do like a meet and greet, or maybe they're expected to host an event. Sometimes there's multiple things, you know? And it's just all, it's all in the contracts that they have to deal with. You know, but they get a paycheck out of it, you know? They do make money out of it, which is great for them. But if they don't do it, you know, then they violated their contract technically, so they could get in trouble for that. It just sucks that they weren't willing to negotiate. If I were Twitch, if, you know, if everything that had been going on the past 2 years, I will say this actually. In my honest opinion, I actually think security was way worse last year. Personally. Because there were a lot more incidents. Let me put it this way. So the Amiro situation, like, that's a red flag, right? That's really bad. Okay? But then in terms of like moderate things that, like, okay, that's bad, but like not as bad. There were still some, but I feel like last year, maybe there weren't any real like red flags last year, but there were a fuck ton of like yellow flags last year. There were literally like so many incidents last year at TwitchCon that, okay, if it happens once or twice, it happens, you know, whatever, right? But it was literally like 2-3 dozen events. Girl broke her back last year. I think that was at Vegas, I thought. Or the year before. I don't think she broke her back last year, but that's a red flag, right? That to me is a red flag. When I'm talking about last year, Kick invaded the fucking convention last year at TwitchCon. If the IRL situation, in my opinion, was way worse last year. It was bad this year, but not as bad in my opinion as last year, because there were clips of literally Kick streamers fucking throwing Twitch streamers into moving trains. There were clips of Kick streamers like running out onto like official Twitch streams, like just, hey, what's going on in here, guys? I'm a Kick streamer, like, you know, shit like that. Dude, it was, I think last year was a lot worse for that type of thing. So in my honest opinion, I think security was worse last year than it was this year, but security was still pretty bad this year as well, in some areas. In other areas, I think security was maybe a little bit too strict. For example, well, maybe not too strict. Maybe you need that level of strictness for the thing. I don't know. On brand for the kick streamers? Yes, very on brand for the kick streamers. The flight, Caleb, was long. My flight coming home, by the way, Caleb, they fucked it up. Their computers went down. I think it was related to the AWS outage. But their computers went down, and they had to manually check all of us in. So we had like a 9:10 takeoff or whatever. We didn't take off in the plane until like 9:45, 10 o'clock. Somehow we still got there early. It's like it's like whatever. But dude, when I landed, it was 5 in the morning-ish, 5:30. And got home at like 6:30. Ate some food, passed out. I woke up at 4 in the afternoon today. I'm very tired. I feel great, which is good. I was paranoid this whole time, at TwitchCon about like getting sick. Thankfully, I feel good. Hopefully it stays that way. I'm hoping over the next few days I don't start coughing or whatever. But I think I'm fine. I think I dodged a bullet this year. Because Vegas TwitchCon, and then last year at TwitchCon San Diego, when I came back, dead. I felt so sick. Especially last year in particular. I felt really bad last year. What are kick streamers doing at TwitchCon? Well, TwitchCon allows anybody to come, basically. If you have a Twitch account, you can get into TwitchCon. So, kick streamers, it's 50%, they don't have a convention of their own. So, TwitchCon is really the only streaming-centered convention out there. But then it's also probably 50%. There's going to be so many big streamers at TwitchCon. I could probably clip farm, you know? Like, that's probably what's happening. It's probably both. Fingers crossed the diseases are dodged. Indeed. It's off topic, but a lot of people asking, I'm curious, will we do Party Zomboid today? I am still 50-50 on that. I was going to just chat for like 2 hours and then decide. I know you guys are fiending for Zomboids, but I'm going to be honest. I am very tired. If we were to do Zomboids, it'd probably only be for like an hour, hour and a half. I feel bad doing that because I know we were going to do some Zomboids today, but I am also... I kind of need to recuperate. I did not sleep well at all at the event. And it's not a matter of like I was uncomfortable at the event. It was we were doing so much, I just did not have time to sleep. I would sleep probably around like 2 in the morning, and I have to wake up at like 9, 10 in the morning to get to the event, and then I'd be walking all day to get there. It was tough. I probably got like I think it was like 15,000 steps in a day or something like that. I don't know. We might do Zomboids later, guys. I still want to just chat about TwitchCon for a little bit. I don't know. Hard to sleep well when you're that busy. And another thing too, I could not sleep on the airplane. I'm just too fucking tall to be able to sleep on airplanes. It does not work. I'll go to like lean back, and like I have a headrest here, right? If I had a headrest, I could probably do it. But because I'm so tall, I'll lean back, and like my head is just literally like going past the headrest. I'm hitting like hard plastic and shit, and it's like it's impossible to sleep. I'm not tall at all, but I can't sleep on planes either. It's not just you. See, I was actually like, I had a strategy. I nearly fell asleep, but it didn't work out. I was blasting like really nice ambient music in my earbuds. I was just chilling out. And like when we had some turbulence, I actually love turbulence on planes, like very light turbulence, just like gentle rocking. Like that nearly got me to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. That was nearly good. Thank you, by the way, for the follow, Equality. I appreciate that. Thank you as well for the sub. Spooky. Tier 1 for 7 whole months. Very generous of you. 12k steps, but how many booty shakes? Well, I don't think I booty shaked many, many times. But I do have the little twerking beaver emote, so we could maybe count that. If I can find the twerking beaver. Where are you, twerk? Ah, there you are, twerking beaver. Don't you hide from me, twerking beaver. There you go. Is there something bad about the hotel? No, the hotel was great. I don't want to say the exact name of the hotel we stayed at, but I'm pretty sure you guys, if you really cared, you could probably find out which hotel. It was a very nice hotel. It was expensive though. So I mean, it was worth it to be able to be so close to the convention. But damn, yeah, it was tough. Beaver, don't forget the dance you did. Hi, my little Twitch viewers. How are you doing, Nessie Jesse? Thank you for the bits as well. Joji, by the way, a spare name I found as well. Oh my god, they're all popping up. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm trying to see if there's any other photos or things I want to discuss about TwitchCon. Oh, I have a photo right here of... That's the VIP section I was talking about. So there's the couch you can kind of see right there under my webcam. These were comfy couches. They were very, very nice. It was great. Did you stay at the Hyatt? No, I did not. I did not stay at the Hyatts. Battlefield 6 for FPS Friday. I would have to get Battlefield 6, but I am not opposed. I am not opposed. Did Maddie do a booty shake? Maddie did not shake any booty at all. No. None whatsoever, which was very sad to see. Would have been great to see him do that, of course. But just wasn't meant to be, it seems. And that's fine, you know. That's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to see if there's any other photos. There was like maybe one photo I wanted to share with you all, but my eyes are so bad. Oh, I can show you this. All of the shit I collected, dude, over TwitchCon though. All of the stuff. Dude, my bag was completely puffed up. It took me 30 to 45 minutes to pack my duffel bag. I only bring one bag. I do not believe in carry-ons. I hate the idea of carry-ons. So I literally, like, I was having to put shirts in, like, my side pockets and everything. This was such a full duffel bag. And I was really worried because I brought my iPad with me. And you know the TSA, sometimes they're like, everybody, you got to pull out your iPad, pull out your laptops, put them on the table so we can check them, right? I was really fucking scared that when I got to the airport, they were going to do that shit. Because my iPad was all the way at the absolute bottom of the bag. And if they had told me, like, you need to pull out your iPad, pull out your things, put it on the table so we can check, I literally would have been like, please don't make me do that. I would have just pointed to the bag and been like, that's going to be a 10-minute long endeavor. Can we not do that? That's literally going to be impossible for me to do that right now. Respectfully, Mr. TSA agent, don't make me do that. And thankfully, I got a line where I did not have to pull anything out. Don't remember if I asked, but I have to. Have you ever fought for democracy? I have played Helldivers 2 a long time ago. I have not played since launch, however. No carry-on? What about your electronics? No, I love carry-on. My duffel bag is a carry-on. I don't believe in checking in bags. I hate checking in bags. I hate getting off the plane and then not being able to just walk out of the airport. I fucking hate that shit. Checking in your bags where you have to, like, put it in the bottom of the thing and then you have to wait for it to come out, like, that's fucking lame as hell. I hate that. I hate it so much. Did I say the opposite? Did I say I hate carry-ons? I did? Okay, that's on me. I love checking in. Or excuse me, see, now I'm understanding how I'm doing it. I'm flipping it a little bit. Dude, I fucking hate checking in bags, okay? I hate it. I have only had to do it once, and it was the worst experience of my life. I had to wait an extra, like, 45 minutes for my bag to come out. And all I want to do is go to the hotel and sleep. Never again. It costs $1 million, too. I didn't even know it costs money. Typically, it costs money to bring a carry-on, I feel like. I feel like anytime I'm getting a flight, they're like, yeah, it's going to cost money to put it in. It's like, what? Like, Spirit Airlines does that shit. I had to spend $80 to bring my bag on a Spirit Airlines flight once. They were like, yep, you're going to need to pay money to get this brought into the plane like that. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, because it's Spirit. They're going bankrupt, by the way. They are going bankrupt finally, which is bittersweet. A bittersweet moment almost, because my first flight was a Spirit airline, but I don't know. They're not doing too good. Not doing too hot. Let me see if I can find the one photo. Dude, I really want to find... There's one photo in particular that I really want to show you guys. That I just cannot seem to find. I guess I can just jump around some of my images. These are going to be in random orders. You know what? Fuck that. We'll just finish up TwitchCon by jumping around some of our things. Oh, here it is. Here's my thing. Dog, I got to meet Kraken again at TwitchCon. I love Kraken. I love his videos. I love his YouTube stuff. I love his streams. He's a very big streamer. If you guys don't know Kraken, I think I even have his thing pulled up. Yes, I do. That's his channel right there. He does a lot of like RP stuff and like goofy games. I really like Kraken a lot. So I got to say hello at the meet and greet he did, which was fun. I got to say hello to him. That's the image I wanted to find, dude. That's literally the image I wanted to find, was me meeting Kraken. That took a fucking year to find. I hate it. Beaver is very tall. All the people seem small. Yes, well, you know what's surprising? I actually ran into people that were taller than me. And Kimar, I'm so tall that, like, genuinely, I expect people to typically be shorter than me. And there was one guy that I ran into that, like, actually towered over me. Like, he was easily over 7 feet tall. And, like, I kind of had to look up at him. I was like, this is what it's like, huh? You know? But, oh my... Dude, I can't actually... I'm gonna be honest. I feel bad for anybody who's over... Like... Fucking... Anybody who's taller than me, I feel so bad for them. Because I'm already tall enough to the point where it's like... There are situations where it's actually a detriment to be this tall. It's actually really bad. And being over 7 feet, yeah, you have a laundry list of things that, like, yep, you're just not gonna be able to do anymore because you're 7 feet tall. You're just not able to do it. I have a former brother-in-law that is 7 foot. How, Lillian, I'm curious, did your former brother-in-law ever say how life is for him? I'm 6'2" and I wouldn't mind being a little taller. See, I would say the limit is probably like 6'4" is where you want to be. 6'3", 6'4" is where I would probably put myself. Because then you're still tall enough where people are like, wow, you're tall, right? But you're not tall enough where literally, like, it's fucking pain and suffering, you know? Like, you can't do certain things. Like, I literally cannot fit into certain cars. Plane seats, I was lucky enough this year wasn't actually a big deal, but sometimes plane seats are impossible. Yeah, no, it's bad. Damn, I'm short at 5'6". I feel like 5'6" is average though, no? I feel like that's the typical average, I thought. I don't know. Here, I'll just flip through some more photos really quick of the convention hall. There is the Minecraft Happy Gast, very happy little individual floating around. Kind of cool. Again, this was before the expo was open, so they were still setting things up. This is when I was helping out at Twitch Rivals. And there was the Twitch Rivals team I had when I was helping out at GeoGuessr. So that was Sweetie, that was Lil Tay, and then that is Sam from Twitch Rivals. He works for Twitch Rivals. That he was on our team as a playtester. So we were all hanging out. Who is Sam? He's Sam from Twitch Rivals. That's his name. He's not a streamer. He's an employee at Twitch. But Sweetie is a streamer. Lil Tay is a streamer as well. All of us were brought in. And then it's interesting. They have you sign up a form, basically, right? Like they send out a little form that you sign up for, like, hey, I'm interested in helping out. And you'll be randomly selected. And they always say, like, we can't guarantee everybody's going to be brought in. Dude, they never have enough people. They're always having to get, like, Twitch staff members to fill in as playtesters and stuff like that. Which is so interesting to me that, you know, I feel like more people sign up for it than probably get accepted, is my opinion. I feel like they probably have a ton of people that sign up that probably aren't brought in for whatever reason. And then they end up having to get Twitch people to fill in slots. Sam looks kind of demonic. Sam was actually very nice. Sam was great. I loved Sam. Sam! See, now you're having me think of Call of Duty Black Ops, the little screechy voice. The zombies. How they say Sam every now and then. My ex-husband did, and he was 6'6". He was very heavy set. My former brother-in-law is on the skinny side. I lost my ex-husband behind my former brother-in-law one time. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. That can happen. That can definitely happen. You're too tall to the point where you actually, like, physically block things. Which is not a great time. Not a great time. Have I ever played Kenshi? I have not, but that is something we will be doing in the future when I get eye surgery. That is, I guess, another thing to talk about super quick. There's two topics I just thought about, and then we'll probably wrap up chatting about TwitchCon unless you guys have other questions. As I flip through the remainder of my photos here. Dog, TwitchCon? My vision was not doing great at TwitchCon. I'm gonna be honest. My vision was pretty bad at TwitchCon. The issue I had was the lights. So if you've been around my streams a little bit, you know I got eye surgery. My vision has been fluctuating a lot since then. It gets better, and then it gets worse, and then it gets better, and then it gets worse. It flip-flops, right? When I was at TwitchCon, pretty much each day was a really bad vision day. I'm gonna be honest. And then on top of that, with all of the fucking RGB lights and shit, all of the rainbow lights they had going on, yeah, it was at times nearly impossible to see anything. Which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. I'm really hoping I get my other eye surgery soon. I'm still waiting for any information from them. I'm probably going to contact them tomorrow at this point, because it's kind of ridiculous. I was supposed to hear something like a month ago, and I've just not heard anything at all. So, I don't know. Twitch likes RGB lights. Well, it is a gaming convention, so gamers do enjoy their RGB lights. This was a panel I went to with the Arc Raiders people. There was Artie again hosting said panel. It's a really bad photo. I don't know why the photo came out this bad, but there are the three Arc Raiders employees. That's the art director, that's the game director, and then another designer, I think. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forget exactly what it is. There's Mr. Clancy again. Twitch Rivals booth. There's the fish. We love the fish. That was the VIP bracelet I got. That's how you get into the State Farm VIP section. You had to have that bracelet. Again, Taylor was very nice to give me that. Photos of dinner. Little pasta dish with some bread. Looks very, very yummalicious. There is the pink cat creature thing from something. And yeah, just more photos, guys. Just more photos of the event. There's Young. This was when we went out, I think, Friday night. We went to a barcade, so it was a half bar, half arcade. All the games were free. You pay like $30 to get in. It was a fun time. This game was actually very interesting. The arcade we went to had a bunch of Japanese games as well. I think this is one of them, where you punch obviously the right, you know, thing. Oh, there's the little Fall Guy creature. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Here, this is what I was going to show you, though. I was actually about to bring this up. Dude, they had Japanese Mario Kart arcade machines. This was actually really fun to play Japanese Mario Kart. I did not know they had Mario Kart as an arcade machine. And they did this thing where you would take a photo of yourself, and that would be like your avatar for whatever reason in the game. I don't know why this is in your arcade machine, but you then pick like an overlay. You can basically decide who do you want to play as from that. So I was Princess Peach, and I look amazing. Are they different from the American one? I didn't even know there was an American one. It's absolutely Japanese, though. This one was absolutely Japanese, guys. That's 100%. Yeah. Looking a little scary. No, I mean, you want to see scary. Look at Jorgs. That's fucking scary. That's terrifying to me. They have these at the arcade near me. It's so distracting to play on. I could not figure out how to use my power-ups. That's the only reason Jorgs won. I was fucking demolishing. I was hitting every single drift. I was hitting every single corner, full speed, perfect. But I just could not use my abilities. I don't know how I use my power-ups on this arcade machine. I was pressing every single button, and I couldn't get it to go for whatever reason. So I kept getting second place each time. But I beat the bots, even without using power-ups. So, I don't know. It's a me, Jorgs. No, he looks scary, dog. He looks terrifying in this. The barcade was a lot of fun, though. There's the Amaranth again. We talked about that already. More photos, more photos, more photos. I think that's really all the photos I have that I have available to share. It was just a lot of networking, guys. It was fun to meet a lot of people. It was fun to run into a few viewers. It did not happen very often, but I have to say, to anybody who may be watching this that came up and said hello to me, it was very nice to meet you. I think there was maybe 5 or 6 people I ran into. Chase, for example, who plays the finals. I remember Chase. Family photos showed up. There were a few other people that I ran into as well. It was good. Are those your legs? Oh, you talking about the image of my legs? Though you probably, yes, those were my legs. Those were indeed my legs. Look at my legs. Damn, those look good legs, aren't they? To be fair, this is also a wide-angle lens, okay? They look like cheese sticks. Wow. Okay. Now I'm just being harassed. It's okay. I can fit my thumb and forefinger around your thighs. Let me see if I can fit my hands around my thighs. I have, as you all know, guys, I am known for having big, meaty claws, okay? So, I'm actually curious. Can I fit my entire hand around it? I'm going to use Ham over here. No. Even with my big, meaty claws, I cannot get my entire hand. It's very close, but not there. And then, I mean, look, that's... The thighs are meaty, okay? The thighs are meaty, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of meat on the thighs, okay? It is what it is. Big, meaty claws. Guys, I am the meaty claw guy.
Pretty good.
Big, meaty claws. What are you, 120 pounds? No, I'm heavier. I don't look heavier because I'm, you know, that's the issue with me is like, it's hard for me to gain weight because I'm so tall and my metabolism's so high. So any weight I do have, it just gets like very evenly distributed across my body. And because of that, like, I look very thin, you know? But yeah. Shark, by the way, thanks so much for the tier 1. I appreciate the sub. 34 whole months, by the way. My gosh. Hope you had fun, Beaver. Glad to see you're back. I did not see anything good about TwitchCon. We were talking about that already. I guess I'll do my final thoughts on TwitchCon, and then I'll wrap up. And maybe we play like an hour of Zomboids. How about that, guys? We'll play an hour of Zomboids. No more, though. No more, no less. For me, TwitchCon was a good experience overall. I had fun at it, right? I had a good time at TwitchCon. There were so many people I met. Great networking opportunities. I got to meet with a bunch of brands, a bunch of video game developers. I got to hang out with the Embark people a lot more, which is very cool to meet them. Would be going to see them in Sweden at the end of November as well. I finally have my passport getting processed too, which is lit. So I had a good experience, but for some people, it was not a very good experience. For some people, it was a very bad experience. And that simply comes down to security at times. There were areas of the event where security was good. There were other areas where security was basically non-existent. And it just, you know, it is what it is. I think they do need to do a little bit of work on their training, especially on their side of the thing, right? I think they need to work on it a little bit more. I don't, it's so hard for me to say like what They just need to improve the security at times. All right. The fact certain things were allowed to happen, and the fact there was a lot of inaction after horrible things occurred is really bad. Apparently, Twitch staff threw out gifts fan-mades for VTubers. I heard about that as well. And that's like an area of like security where it's like, why the fuck are we doing that? Like, I guarantee you that was done because of security. I don't know why they would have done that. That makes zero sense to me why they would have done that. You know? What bad things? I already discussed it a lot, Spinny, in the past little bit. But the Amira situation, the door situation, stuff like that. Guys, if you're trying to see your follow, when you followed your channel, okay, I'm just going to show you this really quick. I don't know why people do the command, because you don't need to do the command. It's literally as simple as you click on your name, and then, boom, following since that date. Thank you for following since November of 2024. That's all you have to do, is you just click on your little name. I don't know why you're talking about ads, Yartbot. I need to contact Yartbot. The Yartbot's freaking out, dog. Freaking out. But that's how you check your follow list, guys. Do me, do me. You just click it yourself, guys. You just have to click yourself. It shows for yourself. That's all you gotta do. Oh, the kitty is eating. Hold on. Kitty, don't eat the plastic bag. She's eating the Angry Bird plastic bag. We'll throw that over there for now. Oh, don't eat the Angry... Oh, and now she runs away. She was about to eat my Angry Bird. She can't be doing that. I'll have to find... Dude, we're going to find, like, room for all of the stuff that I picked up. It was great. I enjoyed my time at TwitchCon. It's really unfortunate that TwitchCon keeps having these big security incidents, you know? It really does suck that they just can't seem to figure it out. They just cannot seem to figure it out. And I don't know if just they need to start hiring a different company to do their security. I don't know if it's a training issue. I don't know if it's communication. But the fact that certain things were allowed to happen and other things just didn't get acted on is really bad. That's what it is. Okay? Yes, the kitty is attacking the rug. She is indeed. I don't even know if you guys can hear her, but she's ripping it up like crazy. Kitty, please stop with the rug. Kitty. Kitty. Stop. Come here. Oh. So happy. Did you miss me while I was away at TwitchCon? Meow if you missed me. There was no meow. She did not miss me while I was away at TwitchCon. She did not miss me while I was away at TwitchCon. Damn, that is crazy. That's fine, though. That's alright. That's alright. That poor $50 Amazon rug. Yeah, it's getting absolutely torched. Absolutely torched. Kitty is just angry. She missed you. Well, I told her to meow if she missed me, and then she did not meow at all. And now she's come back into the room. She keeps going in and out. What do you want, Kitty? What are you doing? She's just standing. She sits right behind where my chair is, too. So that if I back up at all, I run her over. She's like, you brought me nothing. She's right about that. I did not bring her anything. She's a cat. She needs a cat treat. We have a cat treat for her, and she ignores it. She completely ignores it. Put her on your lap. She will immediately jump off, Spinny. She does not like to be picked up. She hates to be picked up. I'll pick her up, and she'll stay there. Oh, you're sniffing all the things I collected. And going for another plastic bag, I see. Amazing. Kitty, get out. It's time. You leave. You leave. Your time has come. Out. You have lost room privileges, Kitty. I'm sorry. Kitty is out. Kitty is gone. No more Kitty. I love my cat, though. She's great. I had a good time. In terms of, like, actually doing things, I would actually say this is probably the most fun I've had at a TwitchCon. which is wild to say. Every single night I was going out with friends. Every single night I was meeting up with people. A lot of dinner parties. A lot of fun times at bars and stuff like that. There were so many events happening at TwitchCon that I was really excited for. The fact I got to help out at Twitch Rivals again, very, very cool. It just fucking sucks that they just cannot get the security right. You know? Like I said, me personally, there was never really a moment I felt unsafe, but I know there were a lot of people that chose not to come, whether that be to the entire convention or just, you know, Sunday or Saturday, whatever, because of the security. And it really sucks that they just cannot figure it out. You know? But will I be going to the next one? Maybe. I would like to, but I think they need to come out and say something about the security. I think that's what needs to happen, is they need to talk about the security. That's what needs to happen. Let's see if there will even be a next one. There is going to be a next one. 100,000,000%. They've already have a contract for the next, like, 3 or 4 years. There's 100% going to be a next one. It's just a matter of, will they make any changes? Where? San Diego. They have a contract with that exact convention hall to do TwitchCons, like, every year. No, you know what's interesting, Estero? I'm not very extroverted. In real life, I actually get social anxiety from, like, in-person conversations. I feel like a camera... Like, I don't know, it's gonna be weird to say this, but, like, at times when I'm chatting with you guys, it's like I'm just talking to myself, you know? Like, it doesn't put the pressure on me the same way as, like, if I were to be talking to a group of people in real life. But, you know, it is what it is. I think I mentioned that during my IRL stream, like, I just don't... The idea of me running around with a camera running all over the place is, like, wild, you know? Probably because we're behind a screen. Exactly. There's a filter almost. That's what it is. There's a filter, so... But, I mean, either way, you know, it was nice to meet up with you. I think having people... That's another thing as well, is, like, me having so many people that I knew that were going to be doing the same things as me is great. That's what I cared about the most as well. Oh, by the way, big news about TwitchCon. I met up with some DayZ people. We're going to be doing some DayZ streams, for real. We're actually going to be doing some DayZ, finally. For fucking real, which I'm happy about.